let's move on. Okay, you're 8-point with punches. Now let's do open hand. Okay, a little bit different, but really it's just about the targets. Okay, so hands back to the ribs. Number 1 and number 2. Stop me if I'm going too far, too fast. You good? I know I'm talking a lot, but we're doing it for that. Okay, I appreciate it. Number 1. Now, you don't have to do that big, long movement if you don't want, because really, at that point, it's a ridge hand. Okay, ridge hand is a low strike to the groin. This is the ridge hand, that is the knife hand, that is the spear hand, okay? That is the back hand. Just like the 4 parts of the fist. You have front to knuckle, back fist, hammer strike, and ridge of the hammer. Same thing. You can hit with all 4 of those areas. Knife hand block. Fingers tight, no breaks in the knife. Tight. Thumb tucked. You want the thumb tucked, not in front of your palm, but off to the side. Off to the side. Good. Now let's talk about why hand movements are. Knife hand, okay? If he's throwing a big haymaker, okay, and I knife hand that, I'm aiming for that. Did that hurt a little bit? Doesn't have to cause so much pain that he can't handle it, but a little bit of bounce to the nerve or any soft tissue when that's hard, it just affects it. It's called pain compliance. So whether it's a smash to the jaw, pain compliance, or, you know, you touched something that made him go dead arm for a split second. That's all it needed was split second dead arm. So again, number 1, knife hand, okay? And it's almost, okay? You're going to use your ridge. It's almost like you're turning at the last second to get that snap. So you don't keep here, you turn. And then the counter strike, same thing. Bend the elbow, palm heel. Aim for the palm heel, use nose or a chin strike, lift their chin, be perfect. Okay? Close it, push, pull back, number 2 on the right. Okay? Your fist comes back to ribs and knife hand out, number 2. You can look at the same movement, bending the elbow, counter strike palm. Close it. That's important to remember to close. If your hand has a chance to grip, rip, strip, tear, any of that, you could be grabbing here, 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 any of that, anything you can grab. If you're there and you hit, grab, pull down, drop your weight, keep your elbow in. Because if you can get the man to have off balance, bend his back even a little bit, now you're in business, now you're talking, now you can push, pull, and you can work another strike, a set of targets. Back. So let's move on. Number 3 and 4, inward push palm. Now again, I use my blade in my hand because as I turn, then the palm makes contact. So if he's throwing a punch, okay, I didn't try to hit it with my palm. I tried to drive it with the knife hand because when I turn, I either go ahead and push onto my forearm, okay, or I get the palm. I don't like this necessarily because he can bend his elbow, step forward, and make me eat it. So again, you don't aim for the palm, you aim for the blade. He punches, I hit the blade. So that when I go ahead, now my elbow's on top and I can lift and step in. Does that make sense? Okay, yes, we call it a palmward block, but you use the edge of the knife hand so that when you naturally will turn into it, it'll slip and you'll be in control on top guard. So you can use the counter strike. Ready? 3, counter strike. Crossing knife hand. Right into throat, Adam's apple. You can go the meat of the neck, but most people can take a hard shot here. It still hurts, it's uncomfortable, okay? And grab, what are we grabbing? Anything available, push, pull. Number 4, knife hand block inward, and chop. Okay, so 3, and 4. Good. You got it. Try it again. 3. Grab, push, pull, 4. Good. 5 and 6. The way I like to do 5 and 6, same thing. Close your hand, push, pull, come underneath. Now number 5 is open hand. So we're going to raise, use our palm, and again, we're still really hitting that throat again as we flick of the wrist and turn to raise our palm under the chin. He's taller. Okay? So if he is trying to attack me up high, I hit him right in the throat. Forget about the block. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay, we'll use it on this side of the camera. So he attacks. Keep that hand up, but go right into the throat. And then when I raise up, what does that do to the jaw? What does that do to the whole spine, really? pushes him back. He's bigger and stronger than me. I just know where to stick my hand, and I have good balance and good form so that it works. Right? Right? I love this. 5 and 6 are great because they never see it coming. And it really is just the crossing knife hand. So even from 3 and 4, crossing knife hand, the next move, lift up under the chin, which you do in 5 and 6. Another way I teach the kids 5 and 6 is stick your hands in their eyes. You don't want to hit the kid in the throat. Okay? When they bring their hand back or try to help, okay, well then stick their hands in their eyes. And if they go up, they're afraid. So exactly what he did was he lifted his head up anyway.
Yeah.
Honestly, okay? Distractions are good, but I like pain compliance better. And, you know, I'm not going to teach how to fake something unless you know how to make it hurt and it's a setup, you know, in a sparring match or something. But on the street, put them down, and that's it. You know, make them hurt. Pain compliance, all the way. Let's carry on. So that makes sense? Any questions so far? Because we're almost done with this part. Ask them now. I would love to have it if you got it.
Shirt, knife hand.
Knife hand. Yep. And then from the knife hand, outward block, palm heels. Okay. You can still, again, I always aim for the nose or the chin with those. It can be in a situation, hit with this hand over here. Okay. It can here in this situation, if I step in and go right across. Thank you, brother. Okay, you can go right across. I mean, the bottom line, if all you're trying to do is that when you're done, a straight line or a circle, it doesn't matter. They're all the same thing. Now, if he tried it again, okay, and I want to go straight up, he turned his head. So I'm going to go with it anyway. And worst case scenario, I kick this part, he turns, I push up underneath the jaw, and he's going to go where I want him to go anyway because he's already committed to being off balance and turning. Okay? It's one thing to know it's coming. It's another thing to, wince at the sight of something punching you. I'm an idiot. I get in close enough, and I grip my teeth, and I see it coming, and if my hands aren't in the way, I'll take it to the face, and then I'll bring it right back. But I stay like this because I want my jaw to stay connected. So I scraped off my eyes, my glasses fell off the place, my nose is broken, whatever. Now I have them, though. And I'm doing a bunch of other things to those targets available based on how I'm manipulating his body through punching and kicking and hitting. And I think that's the biggest thing of all, is to know how to target. And just like anything, you push me here, this is what happens. Can this hand come up underneath and tip my chin? Sure. It's having a hand strike. It's having a tool for a toolbox. I'm sorry. It's having the right tool for the right job. How many screwdrivers are there? Short ones, long ones, thicker ones. Well, if you could have a whole bunch of screwdrivers, all of a sudden you come across a situation where you need those little fine tips. You're not going to get the job done just because it's bigger and stronger. You need something more with finesse, something more delicate. But you can still get the job done. Whether it's smashing through it, okay, or promoting redirection, which is what open hand techniques, in my mind anyway, promote redirection. So let's continue. 7 and 8. Now 7 and 8, open hand downward blocks. You never want to point your fingers to the ground. Okay? Pointing your fingers to the ground, consider yourself breaking your fingers if it was a front kick. And I'll admit, against someone who's throwing me a kick, I'll smash through it like we did with 7 and 8, closed hand, make a fist. Because you can still redirect if you step up. But what I see the open hand for is how to move into your next counter strike. So 7, fingers pointing at a triangular movement. Yeah, more towards your adversary. So up, there you go. And the reason why is if you're pointing out, his body's not there. His body's not there. His body's there. Okay, so if I was here, now my targets are either armpit, okay, floater ribs, throat, okay, eyes, and that's all. Keep them aimed at the target, just like a firearm. You're not going to take a sight picture and then do this with it. Okay, you're not going to do this with it. You're going to say sight picture. So your fingers are the same thing. When you block, have them going towards the high, middle, low, and you can find, you can even go to the groin if you wanted, but you can find the next move just by slipping it right into position. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right.